Thank you very much, Senator, and good afternoon to everybody. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us this afternoon for this important briefing on tumult in Iraq, Maliki's role in Iran's nefarious influence. And before he leaves the room, I want to thank publicly our host this afternoon, Senator Blunt, who serves on very important committees that are relevant to the issue today, the Senate Armed Services and Appropriations Committee, and is also Vice Chairman of the Senate Republican Congress. This afternoon, we will hear, as Senator Blunt said, from a number of distinguished former officials and foreign policy experts. Each will discuss the turmoil in Iraq and the growing influence of Iran, not just in Iraq, but across the region as well. It seems that whenever we look at the Middle East these days, the situation gets worse and worse. For the past few years, Prime Minister Maliki has betrayed the trust of millions of Iraqi citizens who elected him to represent the interests of all of Iraq. Instead, we have seen him consolidate power by retaining the key foreign, defense, and security ministries. We have seen him turn against the Sunni tribes, jailing and suppressing them, instead of incorporating them into the armed forces as he had promised. We've seen him threaten to imprison Sunni and Kurdish members of his own government, accusing them of terrorist activities. We've seen him violate the most fundamental human rights of the Iraqi people. We've seen him order the use of lethal force against unarmed, peaceful demonstrators. And we've seen him inflame sectarian tensions that have demoralized the Iraqi military and torn the country apart. Now, the Old Testament teaches us that if you sow the wind, you shall reap the whirlwind. And that has come to pass in Iraq. None of us believe that Iran is part of the solution here. Iran has no interest in helping Iraq, only in helping itself and spreading its influence inside Iraq and across the region. So we need to ask ourselves, why are we here today? The answer, my friends, is that we are here today to keep faith with these brave men and women at Camp Liberty. They are not discouraged. They are not accepting defeat. It is up to us to continue to honor them, to honor their sacrifice, to honor their dedication by rededicating ourselves to the task of continuing this fight. But not just because we want to keep faith, as important as that is. We want to rededicate ourselves because their fight is also our fight. They are fighting for an Iran where all its citizens can speak as they please, worship as they please, and vote as they please. They are fighting for an Iran where men and women have equal rights and where all people can live in freedom and with dignity. They are fighting for an Iran without nuclear weapons that does not promote terrorism and that is at peace with all of its neighbors. That is why we are here today, because their fight is a fight that we all believe in. And if we all believe, and if we all continue to fight, I'm confident that one day we will be celebrating in Tehran.